Hello apprentices, your video today is on the state board facial. I want you to think of the facial sort of like a song. You know how when a song starts out, it's soft and then it gets into the story and it gets a little more tense and it builds up and it builds up. And then at the end, it sort of fades back out into a softness again. The facial is just like that. And that's how we're going to do our movements. Okay, let's get started with the facial movements. First, and the gentlest of all of the movements, is the effleurage. It's a soft butterfly type movement with your hands. It's just rolling really with your fingertips. You're just using the pads of your fingers, and it's a rolling, scooping almost type motion that you're going to be doing softly all over the face. And it'll go like this. I always like to start at the chin first and then work myself up to the cheeks and then move over to one side and then move back over to the other, down the nose, and then we'll come back to the temple area and rub the temples. And that tells us that we're going to get ready for a new movement. So here's how I want you to do it. We're going to start down here, the chin area and the jaw area, and we're doing effleurage. Nice, sort of just touching lightly, rolling movements with my hand. I'm going to come up to the forehead, go back and forth on the forehead for just a moment. Then we can take our middle two fingers like this and go down the bridge of the nose and then back around the forehead and down the other side onto the cheek area, to the jaw and the chin again. Okay, and I'm going to take and work my hands back up to the temples and give a temple rub, which signals my next movement. So we're getting a little more aggressive as we go along. So after effleurage, we're going to do petrissage, which is a kneading and pinching type movement. I'm going to be using my thumbs and this finger, my middle finger. Okay, so it's going to be a pinching type movement, kneading movement along the jawline and the cheek area and chin. So here's how it goes. So after we're finished with the effleurage, we're going to move down to the chin area again, and I'm going to start over on the left-hand side, and I'm going to come around and I'm pinching. Can you see how my fingers are just pinching it like this, pinching and kneading up to this side, all the way back around again. So just do this for a moment, and then I'm going to work myself up to the temples again, and do a rotating motion, which signals that I'm going to change my massage movement again. So it's getting a little bit more aggressive now. Remember, like the song, the chorus of the song is the most aggressive part. So that's where we're at right now. So after the petrissage, we're going to rub the temples to signal that we're moving into a different movement. And then this is where the tapotement comes in. Okay, now this is just tapping with the fingers, the fingertips, the pads of your fingers. And it's like tapping on a drum, like a bongo drum is really what it's like, a musical instrument. So from there, here's how it goes. We're going to be doing our tapping. Okay, it's just all of your fingers just lightly tapping, but it is the most aggressive movement. So we're tapping all the way around. Make sure you don't get it in the eyes. Just do it on the cheeks, on the forehead. And you can actually hear it when you're doing this correctly. Okay, now we're going to start to move it downwards. Now we're going to go into a vibration. So let's start and see how I'm just calming it down until I get into the temple roll right here. And now we're going to do the vibration, which is on the forehead. The vibration and the friction I want you to do on the forehead. So when we get ready for vibration, we're going to be holding the head with one hand, moving over with the other, and you're going to be using again the pads of the fingers, and we're moving in a zigzag motion to simulate vibration. So here we go. We're vibrating all the way across, and I want you to think of this in 3 rows. The top, back and forth, the middle, back and forth, and near the eyebrow, back and forth. So we're doing this vibration, and then move back up again. Bottom, middle, and then top towards the forehead. Now we're going to move into the friction, and then we'll go into effleurage and into our massage movement. So we're right here. We're going to change motion again. So I'm doing a temple rub. Now we're going to do friction. Now friction is sort of like vibration, and I want you to do it on the same part of the head, on the forehead, but it's little C's, and I'm going to use these 2 fingers, and I'm just moving in little C shapes all across the forehead. I want you to do it in the 3 rows again. We're going to start at the top, move into the C shapes here, and it's a lighter touch into the middle, and then one more towards the eyebrow area. Now I'm going to work myself back up again from the eyebrows to the middle to the forehead, the top. Okay, and there are our movements. And let's work ourselves down now to a temple roll, and we're going to finish off with the effleurage again. So from the temple roll, I want you to just slightly, you're just moving back all over the face, giving it one more go round, and then move your hands up towards the temple, do a temple roll, and then lightly feather off. And that's it. Now you're ready to actually start the procedure for the facial. You'll have 2 minutes to remove the supplies from your kit and get them set up on your table and your mannequin head draped. I want you to sanitize your hands first, take the barbicide and a paper towel, wipe down your table, throw the paper towel in the trash. Now you'll have your trash bag, your items to be disinfected bag, and your soiled linens bag that will be underneath the table that you're working on. Throw the paper towel away that you used to wipe down the table, sanitize your hands again, take your kit, basic facial kit from your kit or off of the counter that it's on, and I want you to dump the whole thing out onto the sanitized table. The reason I want you to do this is because I want, in case you don't get everything set up for in the 2 minutes, I want you to have everything on the table so that you will be able to do this procedure. If you go step by step, you might run out of time. So put everything onto the table, then set it up, get your doll head draped, place your doll head onto the table set up, and step back to indicate that you're ready to move on.